The next sphere to talk about is the sphere of mind. We're going to talk about this one a little first because mind magic is a little odd. It's not just the ability to reach into and suggest and control other people through their minds. It's also the ability to utilize your own to higher purposes, greater foci, to be able to truly multitask, mentally as well as physically. It's an interesting sphere that lends itself greatly towards the tradition that's championed by it, and that is the Akashic Brotherhood. The Akashic Brotherhood is an assemblage of, I'm going to call them martial artist mages, but that's kind of a misnomer. They are mages that take a very elevated view of life. They have long, locked horns with the Thanatos, the Chakravanti, because of their dwelling on death, where to the Akashics, one should be mindful in the moment and not worry about what comes after, only about now. Akashic brothers are quite often martial artists of some style or another. They have their own martial artists, which is like a culmination of all martial arts put together, called Do, D-O. That just means way. It is known as the way. Akashic brothers and sisters are not all martial artists necessarily in the way of Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee or Chuck Norris or Lucy Liu or any other number martial artists. But they are absolutely practitioners of a lot of the philosophies that those martial arts hold. Akashic Brotherhood members quite often have clashes even with the Celestial Chorus because of their religious views. They view all the spheres of interest, but in particular, life to represent the body, mind, spirit, and to a much lesser extent, prime, in the way that that energy flows. They see prime not necessarily as quintessence, but as chi or ki or any other number of the names they have for spiritual energy. And the flow of that energy can help augment them in their pursuits. When the Akashic Brotherhood falls, it tends to turn into, if you know anything about Japanese history and folklore, you know Miyamoto Musashi, and you know Masamune. You know that Masamune was largely considered evil. They don't care as much about elevating themselves above what they started as much as they care about becoming dominant, strong, overwhelming. They rule through force instead of through enlightenment. Practitioners of the Akashic Do that have fallen to the Klepothic spheres of the Nefandi are quite often sadists that enjoy toying with their targets. That said, the Akashic Brotherhood, and the way that it deals with the traditions, can run into a number of cultural problems. Even practitioners from the West of the Akashic Way tend to view things like the Hermetic Order, the Thanatos as spoken before, and especially the virtual adepts, as deluded. The virtual adepts in particular, with their reliance on other worlds that to the Akashics don't really exist, they're imagined, can be a problem. Now, some Akashics can view the virtual world as just another spiritual world, but to most it is a distraction from the true war going on around. They do not understand it. They do not seek to understand it. They can sometimes be short-sighted, just as all mages can when they grow too ingrained in their paradigm. The Akashic Brotherhood is a chance to play an action hero in Mage, which is a little off for the world of darkness. Not every game is suited to an action hero. So if you choose the Akashic Brotherhood, make sure to speak with your storyteller. Make sure you understand what the game is going to be about, what it's going to deal with, how you'll fit in. Because a contemplative might fit in better than a martial artist, focusing more on the monastic pursuits rather than the martial. So, in these dark, shadowy nights of the modern era, will you walk down the street, secure in your knowledge of Do, the way, the sphere of the mind, and the control of the body and the energies that it creates and passes through it? Will you find yourself on the side of the tradition, standing stalwartly, fists clenched, in a stance ready to take the fight to the technocracy out to stifle true enlightenment?